hearts and it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the Pledge of Allegiance on the 4th of July. It's them handwritten letters from home. It's them sleepless nights alone. It's his newborn baby he left with his wife. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Hey. From the fields of Indiana to the swamps of Louisiana, to the golden coast of California, Uncle Sam's the only family he's got. His purple heartbeat won't stop, and his 18th birthday was the day he was born. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stand on the front line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, pay the ultimate price. He was the man of the house when he was born. His family is proud but torn. But if you knew him, you would understand. He was raised on how to be brave, just to see the flag still wave. And then he came home with only one hand. He's Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stay on this red line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, he'll pay the ultimate price. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. March in line, march in line. Hey, hey.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, good evening, Erie County. Here we are, the first Wednesday of 2025. We're there. We're on third base, we're running for home, we're sliding in. So we just got to do like 19 days. And then, yeah, yeah. Whoo, buddy, do we got a lot of things to talk about? First of all, it's hard to see, but it's snowing outside. We're going to do a weather report. Okay, it's snowing outside. Slow down. Take it easy. If you don't have to go out tonight, don't. Stay at home. There's no reason to be out because my show's at 8 o'clock. There's no reason. So here we are. There is your weather forecast. I am not a weatherman in any way, shape, or form. I know they've been warning us about this storm coming in, so it behooves you to pay attention because the last time that they gave us a bad weather storm coming in, they got it right. I mean, they really, really did. So let's see. Hope, thanks for coming in. Haven't we were talking about you the other day, Linda? I love the picture with the scruffy guy. That scruffy guy behind you. That's cute. Gwen, how you doing? Stan, How was your hunting today? I hope you were lucky. Kim's here, of course. I would even start the show without Kim being here, the number one fan, and my boots on the ground in the city of Erie with her finger on the pulse of everything that's going on in the city of Erie. So, those are just the warm up lineup. So, we gotta, and I think we're on TikTok tonight, aren't we, Brenda? Matt's Matt, thanks for coming by tonight. Appreciate it. Yeah, I hope it's nasty out. I know I was looking outside, getting Brenda was putting the videos together. I was looking outside, but they warned us.
Yes, we are live on TikTok as well, and they have already lowered the speed limit on the highway.
Yes, yes, you're right. Blizzard and Green Tat. I know, Stan. I saw some pictures from people. So that last snowstorm, you guys didn't get too bad. We got beat up. It's kind of like flip. It's just the grass just turned white. So yeah. So yeah, Joey's here. Everyone, Aspen in the house. Happy New Year. Yeah. Stan 0, Deer 1. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, Quinn's here, Matt's here. We appreciate the gangs showing up here. The room up. Hey, oop, I almost cut you guys off. Well, you hit a wrong button and you're out. So, X, we got people on X, we got people on Facebook, and we've got people on YouTube. Those are the only ones we really can see. I don't get feedback from TikTok, so we're live on TikTok. Uh, we're hoping that that court case goes away and makes TikTok still up and running, because you know what? We've talked about it before. We'll talk about it again. I think it's baloney. Yes, the Chinese are probably behind it and they're stealing your information. Listen, there's nothing on my phone to steal, so knock yourself out. You want to see some pictures from New Year's Eve? Have yourself out. And don't think Mark Zuckerberg and his cast of characters aren't looking around. Don't trust any of them. So, I mean, I get it. We gotta send the boundaries. We gotta send a message to China. Play nice. They're listening to all our phone calls. They're watching us via satellites. So, what's one more thing? So, TikTok is kind of, some people are like, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. But I'm telling you, you can go on there and they have a pretty good. You can get away with a lot with your freedom of speech, which was really shocking. You really have to do something stupid to get a TikTok stuff. I know one of syndicated talk shows, Joe Pegs. I love listening to him. He's been kicked off TikTok a couple times. He just gets a new account and have a nice day. But I mean, he's a conservative Republican. He calls it as it is. He has a syndicated radio talk show, and he does TikTok. And it's funny that a couple years ago these oh, Robert's here tonight too. Um, a couple years ago, these things didn't even exist. The internet, social media, and you relied on the radio, you relied on the TV. Now, with the power of the people being able to reach out and choose what entity they want to listen to, TikTok or Facebook or X, and now that X is controlled by someone reasonable, I do I always agree with him? No. Sometimes I'm like, "Oh god, just you and Trump just need to just bring it down just a little bit. Just bring it down a little bit and we'll all be fine." But the point is, you know what? The other side of the coin is go big or go home. And these guys, they go big and we're not gonna go home. Geez, they blocked me looking at my phone. I hope I'm not even gonna ask what you were looking at. I'm just saying. But yeah, it's nice to see you guys. How's your husband doing? Haven't seen you in a while. We were talking. I think I was talking to Kim Hunter. We were like, anybody talk to Hope lately? She hasn't been around, haven't seen her or anything. So, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, the gang's all showing up. That's nice. We appreciate it. You should be at home, snuggled in with your favorite jammies or your favorite louds pads, and just watching the show for a little bit. We're not going to do 2-3 hour thing tonight. Unfortunately, I have to get up early and we have to go downtown to the courthouse. On a serious note, uh, remember last year we lost a fire policeman out of Northeast, Sean Giles. He was killed out directing traffic at a motor vehicle accident. Well, tomorrow is a big day in court. So all the local firemen that are available to come down are going to go down there. Hopefully, they're in I think it's like H, courtroom H, to accompany encompass all the people that are going to show up, because we're going to have a lot of people show up and say, you know what, there's nothing we can do. We can't say anything, but it's just the visual impact of all our fellow firefighters, the women that are there. And like I said, this hit home really close to me. And I met Sean. We worked a couple accidents together, and it was a fire cop like I do. I've been on that road right where that accident happened. I've been on that road because it's a racetrack through there. And when you get some knucklehead that's been smoking dope and drinking all day, and then hurrying off to work, and we always have something reflective, high visibility, cones, flashing lights. So if you don't see us, you're not paying attention. So, Brenda, is that the link for the TikTok if you want to watch it on TikTok? So
Yes, it is.
thanks. And then because I know it goes into, then we have to go into our TikTok studio. We have to do some blah 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 stuff to it, and then repost it, and then it's really posted up there. So, um,
And it is not called Boots on the Ground with Brian Shank. It is Shank's Boots on the Ground.
yeah, because we couldn't use the other name; it was already taken. So it's Shank,
Correct.
it's Shanks. So you just gotta look at it. It's the same word just flipped because someone already had that. If you Google if you go on YouTube and type in "boots on the ground," there's a lot of different pages with boots on the ground because it's an old military term, and veterans, we totally get it. Yeah, he was. Sean was a good guy, army veteran. He just he was just that quiet guy. Some people have the big mouths like me and the other folks. Sean wasn't like that. He was the quiet guy in the group, but he did his job. He was an army veteran, volunteer fire policeman out of Northeast, and that hit home hard. And when they had his service, they said, "Brian, can we borrow your 20-foot by 30-foot flag, um, to kinda be the beacon for Sean's funeral?" It was my honor, my privilege, of course, to bring the flag down. So we did that. And, we said goodbye to Sean. He's gone, but he's not forgotten. And tomorrow we're gonna make a stand, a silent protest, just to say, "Here we are. We don't forget you." Got to meet the family, nice people, but we're gonna go there. Your name, your name called me yesterday. Oh, that's us. That's Brenda typing. So a lot of things going on. Wow. Happy New Year, 2025, January 1. It's kind of cool how, the first Wednesday of the new year is, it's Wednesday. It's show night. So we'll be there. Brenda has it scrolling down in the rolling marquee, the Red Hats on Display City Council meeting. We're not done, folks. This is
Tentatively, because they have not put the calendar up for 2025, but if
right,
they keep the same schedule, that
right.
will be it.
Watch them. I know no Sam Tellerico, they all the Democrat haters, they watch the show because, that's just we know they're watching because, we get the little snide comments. And Chucky Nelson, he watches the show because, he likes to throw his snotty shit on social media, calling people names, the party of tolerance. Um, so yeah, I mean, so mark your calendar. That's going to be the date until we tell you otherwise, because like Brenda said, it's not posted. So, but if they keep the same system, which they usually do, that will be the date. So yeah, we'll get some red hat. Make sure you bring your red hats. Um, and we'll do what we do. It. We can watch the party of tolerance come unfrayed as their two little, the one little short squatty guy, pit bull guy came out when, like he was somebody and, calling us Nazis. It's like, okay, buddy, you definitely barking up the wrong tree. But hey, whatever the Democrat cult party tells you to say is what you have to say. I'm gonna wear my big red cowboy hat to this. You, bring it on, brother. It's your First Amendment right. They tried to squash that, but we we had a patriot argue. Uh, we had a patriot argue down Mister Fancy Pants himself because he's like, you guys can't wear that stuff in here. Yeah, we can. So yeah. Um. Wow. I, I, I-
Green light mandate, like you see insane. These times, people waking up to anything. Go Brandon, but we all know what the saying means.
Hi, Kim. You're live.
Well, happy New Year's to you and Miss Brenda.
Thank you. How are you doing today on this first day
I,
of the great year?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I wanted to apologize for leaving, the Fuller Hose Company a little early last night, but I got to tell you, I told Brenda all night. I was kind of nervous about driving on the streets of Erie last night. And wouldn't you know, I decided to go 12th Street all the way home. And I'll be darned if two people blew through red lights right in front of me.
Yeah, and we had two shootings last night, also just after midnight. So yeah, I mean it's no big
But
deal.
I skew those records, I skew those
You
statistics
skew those
because,
statistics, right? Yeah,
I,
you're liar, Republican.
I'm a fibber. But I'll tell you what, guys, if you ever have a chance to go with Brian or Brenda to Fuller Hose, let me tell you, big giant club, beautiful on the inside, great, great food. And I'll tell you what, I did make sure I stayed long enough to do the Trump dance.
And just a minor correction, it's not Fuller Hose, it is
Oh,
Fairfield.
Fairfield, I apologize.
That's
I
okay, dear.
apologize.
That's okay.
It's a new year. So I heard, we got to say a little prayer for all those victims down there in New Orleans.
Oh, we're gonna get into that one here. We got some videos. We got some videos of the terrorist attack in Las Vegas, and how they used a cyber truck, a rented cyber truck. Tell me that's not sending a message because they hate Musk. So they parked a cyber truck that they rented out in front of Trump
The-
Towers in Vegas.
Absolutely.
Party of
Absolutely.
tolerance. Enjoy.
Party of tolerance.
Enjoy.
I'll tell you what. But I also want to put a little thing out there. The PAC said they'd pay for some red hats. So if anybody wants a Make Erie Great Again red hat, please send a little message to Brenda so we can get a count on those. I would appreciate it so much. So we can get those hats made because Restore America said they would buy some hats. So
Nice.
we would appreciate that so much. I don't know how much snow you guys got out there, but so far we've gotten about 2 to 3 inches.
Yeah, Stan
the
says
city.
they're getting pounded out there in Green Township.
Well, I'll tell you what, I told Brenda last night, she said, we might get 20 inches of snow. I said, well, it's a good thing my shed already collapsed.
I understand that, and and I was just looking at the front yard today, and I'm like, we don't have no snow. All the snow's gone. All the piles and piles of snow they spend thousands and thousands of dollars moving around. It's all gone.
Well, we
Green
still
grass.
had piles of snow here in the city
Well,
because they just didn't know how to handle the snow emergency.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because the city of Erie is, more important in other things than having proper snow equipment. Like the one girl at the city council, like, why don't you get one of those things that melts the snow and it goes into the drain and gets back to Mother Nature? Oh, that would make too much sense because they had $75 million of ARPA funding. They didn't want to spend it on, I don't know, infrastructure. Let's just buy foo-foo.
Or get, and of course, they had that ARPA funding and they gave up the ship.
Yeah, well, you gotta be careful. Those are two different worlds. That was city versus this is the federal government. So
They could have gave that money to the Niagara Lake.
oh, the Niagara Lake. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the Holly Burton. I apologize. That's
Well,
a state
and
entity.
speaking of the Holly Burton, I talked to our good friend Daryl Owens. He's going to set up a meeting with myself and Harrison and my other campaign manager, a great guy named Brian Shank, and we are going to talk to Joe about that and see what we have to do or how we have to redo that contract or whatever. We're still not giving up on the Holly Burton.
Yeah, I know. I haven't talked to Dr. Fott about that one. I know that they denied the application. They gave a couple reasons. I don't know if there's an appeal process. Maybe I can reach out to Joe and have him come on the show. He's a good guy. He's a Harbor Creek. He was a teacher here at Harbor Creek, Army veteran, major. Maybe I can bring him on the show. Yeah. Wow. I was just saying he's a great guy.
He's a great guy. Works a lot with our veterans and stuff. So yeah, we will be having a meeting with him because I'll tell you what, to not have that ship here would be a crying shame.
It would be a great anchor, pardon the pun there, for having the ship downtown. other than coming down and grabbing a pizza and a beer because I play putt putt. That's all it's down there right now.
Right.
And of course, when I was on council, we put I put the resolution forward supporting it, and of course, the Democrats pushed back against it because they go, it's going to cost you a lot of money. It has nothing to do with the city. It has nothing to do with the county. It has nothing to do with the state. It's a private 5013 ABC Delta, whatever they are, and they're
Because
responsible
they
for it.
didn't think of it. They didn't think of it. They don't
Ex-
want it. And it's Erie doing Erie.
well,
The
yeah.
same failed policies over and over again. I talked to 3 different voters last night. I talked to one at your club, a very nice lady there that was going around selling the tickets. We were talking about the crime in Erie. She said
Oh, Jesus.
not only did she have to set up several cameras for her house, but also for her neighbors
Yeah.
because the crime is so bad.
Well,
I talked to 2 other women last night. They're like, look at Harbor Creek, look at Summit, look at Mill Creek. They into the modern age, and here we're still stuck way back in time.
And I get it, and of course, you got to be careful, because you don't want to skew your statistics that are presented by, I don't know, the FBI and all the other law enforcement entities. Because those are skewing. And I had a video, and I got to play it. There's a guy that does these videos, and it's talking about Pennsylvania, and it breaks down, the dirtiest, the poorest, the richest, uh, you know, Erie doesn't come up on the list of the richest. It comes up with the dirtiest. It comes up with the poorest. And, then we sit back and say, well, why is crime? Well, going up. Well, no, it's not. But hey, we're just going to cut the overtime of the police department because, the Democrats on city council hate the police. Why do you think FOP Lodge 7 doesn't endorse these people? I didn't see
Right.
them endorsing, Jimmy.
Copeland
Uh,
or Copeland.
they won't.
No.
And yeah, and look at and then you had the only Democrat sheriff in the tri-state area. Yeah, I'm endorsing. I'm the only professional law enforcement entity to endorse. Well, no shit, because the other cops actually get it. They're like, we don't want you people. You're defund the police. You're cutting our overtime, and you want our endorsement? Go pound salt.
Right, and if you and the sheriff himself might endorse him, but if you talk to the rest of the sheriffs in the sheriff's department, they all want a Republican.
They voted for him. I won't mention their names. I know the guys, and gals. They're like, we didn't vote for him. We didn't vote for Jimmy Wirtz because he's a whack
Right.
job Democrat.
Right, and they don't like the people on county council either, except for a couple of them, which we already know who they are.
Yep.
But I'm going to let you go. But guys and gals, there's a lot of seats coming up for election. We're still looking for somebody to run for sheriff. We're still looking for somebody for county council in District 2, which is along the bayfront towards the east side. We're still looking for somebody to run in the city for city controller. So if you are interested in running for office, please get a hold of one of us. We'll get you in contact with the people that you need to talk to, and we will most certainly help you as best we can. But and if you are interested in getting a red hat, please get a hold of Brenda so we can get a count on those. And with that, I'm going to wish everybody the best mega New Year possible.
Thanks, Kim, for your boots on the ground reporting live from Erie, Pennsylvania. Hope I never locked.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Brenda. I love you. Bye.
Hope I never locked my house or car before. Now we lock everything and have cameras everywhere. And that's something I've been gingerly preaching to you folks because I love you like my own family, is the fact that we have to make a stand because the evilness in this world, in this country, in this county, in this city thrives on terror. They thrive on you being scared and being able to manipulate you and change who you are. You have to be careful and you have to take certain countermeasures, but you don't have to change. There's nothing wrong. Security goes a mile away. Go online and watch some of these sheriffs that are saying you breaking these people's house, you're going to get shot. You're going to get shot. They're not going to get charged. You survive. You're going to get a big boo boo, and you're going to go to jail. So very large bay windows. Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah, Gwen. I know. I remember you guys telling us that someone shot a BB through their front window. I had a stalker that we were downtown doing stuff. It was, I don't know if it was sheriff or county council, but he would come by on a bicycle and he had his sunglasses on. He had a military style boonie hat on, and it was always just foul garbage coming out of his mouth. All right, whatever, dude. Bye bye. He started showing up at our house. You know, didn't stop, rode his bicycle by. We got him photographed. We got him on videotape. And then we just said, just go ahead. You want to stalk me? You step 1 foot in this yard, and the game is on. Trust me. And I don't know. He didn't. He never. My bicycle stalker number one never came back. We had bicycle stalker number two down on the down on the down on State Street this summer, and he was a goofy, odd bird, and I can't even tell his whole story, and I wish I could. Um, but he was coming down and just being confrontational, where he almost got pepper sprayed, because he was just so, aggressive that, about, Trump, 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 Trump. And then we had enough. He hit me with his bicycle. If I was a Democrat, I would have fell on the ground and called an ambulance and sued him, but that's not how it works. We called Erie PD. They came down, took a report. We had him on video. I mean, dumbass didn't even realize I had a body cam on. And the police car's got video cameras all over it. Get a video camera for your car next. Because I'm telling you, they're worth their weight in gold. Brenda had a motor vehicle accident, small one. A guy hit him. If it wasn't for the fact of the video, the insurance company would have changed. I think it would have had a different outcome. So she's like, here's the video. I'll email it to you. Here, I'm in the right lane. I had my turn signal on. You hear click, 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 and then the guy hits her. So they're very inexpensive. $100. You can up to $500. Whatever you want to spend, get one for your car. I'm telling you, they're worth their weight in gold, because people, we have to be frosty. We have to pay attention. So yeah. So that. Oh yeah. What is it? 3 times PSP. Oh no. See, Hope, you're already a step of the game ahead of the game already. I tell people just buy one. I bought one for the police car. I had one for the Hummer. It died. I gotta get another one. But yeah. I mean, I've seen stuff. Brenda had it, used it. What about the lady with the mustache yelling? This, like, yeah, I know, Matt. That was a, it was funny. People, we were down there. We're doing voter registration. We're doing everything, and 95, 96, 97% of the people that came down there were very positive. We need a Trump sign. Can we help you? What can we do? Can we get registered? We want to change party affiliation. We want a mail-in ballot. Here you go. Here you go. Here, pulled out a tablet. Here you go. You can do it right here. Just take the tablet. I don't want to see your information. Hit enter, and we're done. It's just a couple that, the haters that were hating that, and then some people would actually, yeah, dash cams at Wally World at $35. I know. That's why we got to be friends with the Chinese. We get our cheap Chinese stuff from them. Um, so yeah, I mean, it was mostly positive, and we turned Erie County by, I think it was over 1,400 votes. And that's why on the news when they interviewed me, we turned it red. Sorry, I know you don't like drinking that haterade, but it is haterade, and we won, and they're going to be nasty, and they're getting nasty, and I'll tell you what happened in New Orleans. Whoever was the official that did the initial press conference, she should be fired. Fired on the spot. Oh no. Oh no, this isn't a terroristic thing. No, 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 this is a random thing. No, and the FBI steps in. Yeah, this is terrorism. Yeah, this was plotted out. We have a radicalized person, U.S. citizen, nah, and an Army veteran. Now, remember, go back a couple years ago. Look what happened. It was down south, and this guy was an Army major, and he went ballistic on base and started shooting up the base. And what did they learn? you better have some bullets hanging around, boys and girls, because those time frames of trusting everybody are done. We didn't learn enough lessons after 9/11. We didn't. We didn't learn enough. But this is why I preach to you folks. I talk to you folks. We do the show. We get occasional prank callers come in. Stan, you're absolutely right. We need a national concealed carry. Why do you think I don't go to New York? I refuse to step into New York because the minute you step into New York, you're a felon. I'm not a felon. I'm an honorably discharged veteran. I'm a U.S. citizen. I have a handgun permit. I can go to Ohio, no problem. No problem. Step into Commonville, New York, you're a felon. Nope. You know what you do? Just don't spend any money. So Brenda has a bunch of videos. These videos are kind of covering what happened in Vegas at Trump Towers. It also kind of covers what happened down in New Orleans. And if these aren't terrorist attacks, people, you better stop doing the wacky weed, put it down, because this is terrorism 101. And how convenient they waited to January 1. I keep telling you, I preach it, I talk to it. These Democrat radicalized whack jobs are going to come unglued. They're going to come unglued. They are so pissed off that their Kamala Mamala didn't get elected. That whole scam didn't get elected. $1 billion plus didn't get elected. Why? Because she's a horrible candidate. I still see people post and stuff. Oh, she'll always be my president. She's my president. Well, you know what? That's how we felt when Sniffy Joe was in the White House, selling this country to the Ukrainians as they slide more money out the door as he's walking out the door. So, Brenda, pull up a video on some of these current events that's going on. Some of them are pretty good, actually. Brenda did a good job researching these up. Let me focus my camera here. Sorry. Brenda, go ahead. Play what you want to play.
I'm going to play 3 of them back
Okay,
to
that's fine.
back because they're all
That's fine, dear.
together.
Thank you. This is the Tesla on fire out in front of Trump Towers. From the inside. Fireworks.
The battery blew, I think.
No, the battery didn't blow. Nice try.
That source also revealed what was inside the truck, explosives that included fireworks, gas tanks, and camping fuel, and authorities believe that that was connected to a detonation system controlled by the driver. We're also hearing this same sentiment from Elon Musk, who tweeted out that they have now confirmed that the explosion was caused by very large fireworks and or a bomb carried in the bed of the rented Cybertruck and is unrelated to the vehicle itself. So he was clear to say that this was not an issue with the Cybertruck. And the sheriff also earlier said that they are checking for secondary devices. They're investigating many different leads, but he was clear to say that there does not appear to be any further threat to the Las Vegas community.
We want to turn
CNN.
now to
Pay attention to
another
the lower
breaking
right.
news story, and I'm going to caution you. We are following this developing story. We want to be clear that we do not know anything that ties what I'm about to say, that story, to what we've been talking about in New Orleans. This is just a separate story that we're learning about. Authorities are investigating a vehicle fire outside the Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas that left one person dead injured several others. We believe the vehicle in question is a Cybertruck. At a press conference this afternoon, authorities did not have any information on the cause of that fire. They said they have many unanswered questions. Here's some of what they said moments ago.
I know you're looking for a lot of answers, and ideally right now we just don't have a lot of answers. We're going to continue to work as hard as we can over the next 24 to 48 hours.
NBC News correspondent Emily Aketa is following this story and joins me now. So, Emily, we played that soundbite. What else do we know at this point about what happened in Las Vegas?
So I'll start with just kind of underscoring the outstanding questions at this point. There are still so many unknowns around the circumstances of the vehicle fire, including was this mechanical, accidental, intentional? Authorities would not weigh in on that. But we know that fire and police in Las Vegas responded to the valet section just outside, as you can see on your screen, of the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas. That's on the northern end of the Las Vegas Strip, to a vehicle fire. The fire has since been put out, but they are encouraging people to avoid the area. We learned from authorities moments ago that 7 people sustained minor injuries, some transported to the hospital, and one person who had been in that Cybertruck, they did die. Now, looking at various videos posted to social media, you can see smoke billowing into the sky from a distance away. You can see the flames on your screen right there as well. Some people on social media describing hearing loud sounds and types of explosions, but we're still waiting for more information, and authorities say they expect to be able to share more information in the coming hours. It appears that it was, again, seeing on your screen, a Cybertruck. That is one of the newer vehicles from Tesla, Elon Musk's company. We know Elon Musk does have a position in the incoming administration under Donald Trump in his presidential administration. Kate.
Well, look at that. I didn't see the last video all the way through. Hang on one second. So now they've resorted to suicide bombings on U.S. soil. Tell me that's not terrorism 101. Yeah, I know. That's Brad. Thanks for coming by, Brad. Brad, that's exactly what Stan had put up a little earlier. Both vehicles were rented from the same place. Now, boys and girls, I'm not a Hollywood script writer, but I couldn't write this any better. Yeah. So that's a good point, Stan, because I'm telling you, well, the pieces of the puzzle are going to be slowly let out. They have to keep the people informed that we have terrorism on U.S. soil back again. I don't think it really ever left. It's just what they tell us, what the government-controlled media tells us to keep us calm and safe and watch our Netflix and eat our popcorn and don't have to worry about any of that scary terrorism stuff. Well, you know what? It's here. It's here. And I'm telling you, every time one of these events happens, I personally say, and I scream it at the TV, I scream it at the laptop when I'm watching the news. These people, the blood is on the hands of this administration with their open border bullshit that they have allowed. And then I do have the videos ready for the New Orleans terrorist attack. Yeah.
Give me a couple minutes. They're uploading now.
If you got anything available, you can.
I do not. I have to upload them because I just removed these ones.
Yeah, no problem. So that's fine. So this thing down in New Orleans, they knew they had a problem because it's just happened in Germany. It's happening. It's a new tactic that these terrorists are doing. Is they're just driving vehicles into a crowd. Well, a person cannot survive a 2,000 to 3,000 pound impact from a vehicle. So it's cheap, it's easy, and double shame. God, I hate to do this on the administration of New Orleans that didn't take this thing more serious, because they showed video of the truck driving around the police cars. What kind of barricade is that? My God, when the city of Erie, here I'm going to give City of Erie a compliment. When they do something downtown, They park their trucks, their snow plows. You can't get through State Street if your life depended on it unless you're walking down the sidewalks. So I give him credit for that. When we had a peaceful protest out at the airport when Miss Kamala came to Erie, they had all the Mill Creek plow trucks lined up against the fence, bumper to bumper, you know, and our little rebel group had several pep talks from the Secret Service. I said, "Sir, we're just here peacefully protesting. You're not gonna have any problems with us." They took Kamala out the other gate. They didn't want her to see the protesting outside Country Fair because I'm telling you, people, we started with a handful of people. The Patriot Group, 814 Patriot Group. We talk, we get things done. Um, so we put this thing together, and people just pulled in the country fair and said, "What are you guys doing?" "Well, Kamala Harris is coming." You have extra flags?" "Yeah, we do. Here you go." So this thing just took on its own energy because people are tired and they're pissed off, and they're tired and they're pissed off of them trying to shove their agenda down our throats. Oh, yeah. I mean, New York City blocks off events with garbage trucks. I get it. So, double shame on the administration of New Orleans for not taking these threats seriously. It just happened. It's been happening. Erie does it. I'm shocked because they're usually 20 years behind the times when it comes to that. But I know we have a good police department. I know we have a good chief. He does a good job. I know his hands are tied when your city council is nothing but Democrats trying to cut your budget and trying to cut them out. And they just hired 5 new police officers, not new hires. They were just replacing some of the guys that retired. So of course, bless their hearts coming into Erie to have a city council that hates you, that wants to defund you. And Chuck Nelson's been defund the police publicly. He has no problems with it. He's just a liberal Democrat that just reads the Democrat cult party playbook and just spews his crap. I'm gonna have to pull out the article. Someone sent me the article. I pulled up as him with his rocks issue when people were speeding across the Bayfront connector. Instead of calling PSP and having them come down and do some targeted enforcement, get the people to slow down, what does he do? He piles rocks at different areas of the Bayfront connector and encourages people to throw rocks at them to slow them down. A pastor of a church. So don't give me your crap, Chuck, that you are this peace-loving, ultra-liberal church guy when you wanted people to commit a felony and potentially kill, maim, or hurt somebody. He gets a pass because it's Erie, and Erie's scared of the death. That's why we're taking Erie back. That's why we're making a stand. That's why we started the Red Hats. We have the Patriot 814 Patriot Group. We're going to go door knocking. We're going to go. We're going to do it. We're going to make it. We're going to make some noise in the city of Erie. And you watch these liberals come unglued. We talked about it at the last meeting. How many times my name came up out of the mouths of the ultra whack jobs in the city of Erie? I had nothing to do with the city of Erie. I was a county councilman that represented District 5. But, Shank. I love the parking their heads for free. Sam Tallarico, and Chucky Nelson, and the former El Presidente, her Queen Majesty Royal Highnessness. Yeah. Did you know the Erie Fake News Now called? Yeah, I read that. Yeah, I did read that. It said, yeah, Erie News Now online. Their online people are I swear to God, they are ridiculous. I'm not a great speller. I admit it. They're when I catch their spelling mistakes, you really need to go. You need some help. Yeah. This Erie News Now online, Erie Fake News. Thank you, sir. Now called it a deliberate crash rather than terrorist attack. What does that tell you about Erie? They're not. Erie News Now won't call it what it is. Well, in all honesty, just a little, I'll give them a little bit of a break. The officials from New Orleans were saying it wasn't a terrorist attack. Oh, it's not some girl. It's not a terrorist attack. Well, then the FBI is like, yeah, it was a terrorist attack because I watched another video, another news article that the FBI said they pulled a lot of stuff. Everything's recorded, people. everything. Um, that they had other people. It appears they were planting explosives, explosives, and for whatever reason, it didn't go off. Oh, Renee's here. Thanks. Can't you spell check? Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. You know, and some of the grammar is bad. When I can catch your bad grammar, you really are not that smart. Brenda says she's got a couple of videos. Go ahead, Brenda. This is kind of covering New Orleans. Is this what this is?
Was driving a truck with Texas plates. That vehicle is said to have come through our border in Eagle Pass 2 days ago. The FBI is investigating the incident as an act of terrorism. And an hour from now, New Orleans police are set to give another official update. This is a brand new hour of Fox News Live. I'm Molly Line.
And I'm Brian Yennis. Officials confirm that the suspect behind the horrific incident is now dead. New Orleans police with this earlier today.
This event started at about 3:15. It did involve
was driving a truck
man
with Texas
driving
plates. That
a
vehicle
pickup truck
is said to
down
have come
Bourbon
through
Street
our border in Eagle Pass 2 days ago. The FBI is investigating the incident.
This was a very planned out, well orchestrated,
and an hour from now,
event, and it's very awful. And I just, it's just stunning to me that here we are, New Year's Day, but it's not actually that stunning because in the FBI and in law enforcement, we all know that the large events, they target large events. Because there are a lot of people and they want to hurt as many people as possible.
We have major breaking news right now.
Well,
the
remember
suspect
that term,
responsible
soft
for
target.
the devastating New Orleans attack overnight has been identified as a 42-year-old man by the name of Shamsud Din Jabbar. According to NOLA News and other reports, he was carrying an ISIS flag and dressed in military gear. Other reports suggest that he was a Texas resident. There's no evidence that he came across the border or was an undocumented migrant. As it currently stands, 10 people have been killed. Dozens others have been injured. That's really all we know right now. According to further reports, he was found to have an AR-15 style weapon with him. The New Orleans Superdome is now on lockdown for security sweeps after the attack. Remember, tonight there is a college football playoff game. The Sugar Bowl will be played in the Superdome in just a matter of hours. So now police officers are actively sweeping the stadium ground. This is a very serious situation. This is a developing situation. As soon as we get more information, I will provide it to you. So be sure to stay tuned. Everything is moving fast. Follow along for more.
Eyewitnesses are describing a graphic scene in the wake of that attack.
And what we witnessed was body after body mangled. Just as far as you could see, we counted 10, and at least 6 were instantly, clearly deceased. And they were trying to get everybody just to stay inside, but everyone had just completely disappeared.
Officials say the suspect drove around barricades, a police patrol car, onto the sidewalk in order to get onto the sidewalk, in order to get onto the street, rather. They say he was hell-bent on killing as many people as possible. They say the suspect then got out of the vehicle and started firing on the crowd. 2 officers were injured in a shootout then, and the suspect was shot and killed. We're also learning the FBI says it found what they're calling improvised explosive devices in the vehicle and around the scene of the attack, and then searched the area to try to make sure that no more devices were found. And the big headline out of that press conference just a little while ago is that they don't believe the suspect is acting alone. And so the big question now, among others, is who may have helped the suspect.
Well, well, well. Isn't that some interesting facts that have come out? And and it's funny, if you were paying attention, that wasn't a Fox. It was like, oh, this Fox. They lie. They're not really a news thing. They do all their lie stuff. Hey, Brenda, I sent you a couple pictures. Can you add those onto the so I can put them up? It's a picture, some pictures that they just posted from the crime scene, and the photograph of this fine, upstanding human being. If you could put those up, that'd be great. I'd appreciate that. So a lot of facts. That wasn't it. That wasn't Fox. That wasn't Newsbreak. That was ABC. ABC reporting that because he got out of the truck, shot 2 police officers. They're still alive. Gun battle in the streets of New Orleans. Excuse me. In the streets of New Orleans, and splash one bad guy. So good guys win. Unfortunately, we were just kind of watching the news and stuff before we came on the air, and unfortunately, the death toll has gone up. There were some people that were very badly injured when you tried to drive through a crowd of people with a Chevy pickup truck. It's a 3,000. I mean, Matt, how heavy is a Chevy pickup truck? I don't know, 3,000 pounds. I'm not sure. He's the car guy, but it's just the point of they know this is a good tactic. It's hard to get an airplane now. Yeah, except for the guy that stowed away in a wheel well of an aircraft, and they found him expired on the other side. So don't tell me it's ironclad. He got through security somehow and got to the aircraft, climbed up inside the wheel well, and of course died, lack of the oxygen, and of course the coldness. So you know we've changed our philosophies in this country, but we're not doing enough. We are not doing enough. And what is the Democrats have been doing? About 4,500 pounds. Thank you. See, I said 3. What do I know? You're the car guy. Um, that these cities have to change. Terrorists love soft targets, and this country loves to do fun stuff. I'm guilty of it, Brenda. We love to go do stuff. Roaring the Shore. We loved Roaring the Shore until the mayor killed that. The biggest moneymaker the city's seen in a decade, 20, 30, 40 years, actually. Brought in millions. Oh, I want some more money. I don't want blah, blah. And they said, done. We're done. Ralph Pantello and the gang said, we're done. And then unfortunately, Ralph died. So it was really done. But, the point is, we can't cower. We can't hide. Uh, because thanks, Greg, about 5,500 pounds. All right. So, 1,000 pounds different there. But I know they're heavy and I get it. We can't cower to them. It's like the Democrats, they want to be terrorists. That's fine. Remember, we have to make a stand. I started a new hashtag, and please utilize it whenever you see a story about somebody stepping up and doing the right thing. My new hashtag is hashtag be a penny. Real simple. People are like, what does that mean? Hashtag be a penny. Be that Marine that stepped up, change the course of save some people's lives. We don't know. This guy was crazy. He wanted to die. And what did New York City do to him? They arrested him. They drug his name through the mud. He walked away and went to the Army Navy football game with Trump and the gang. So hashtag be a penny. Be concerned. See something, say something. Now, I'm not saying if your neighbor's grass is too high that you snitch them off to to your township supervisors. That's not what I'm saying. Common sense. And I'm proud to say everybody in this room I have met, I've shaken their hands. I've met you. We've talked. We've shared stories. We've met each other's families. We've had pizza. You guys have common sense. And it's that simple. But you're also not whack job lefties that think we needed to fund the police. I cannot believe. So, okay, this is the fine, upstanding citizen that drove his truck through a bunch of people just celebrating New Year's Eve. Yeah, and an Army veteran. I keep saying the Army veteran, but I guess it's possible that crazy major that was in the Army and went on base one day and just went wacky and then shot innocent people for no reason. So it's possible. I get it. So yeah, be diligent, pay attention, watch your surroundings, keep your head on a swivel. like I always tell people, be frosty. You know, see something, say something. Again, let's not be Karens. Some people will take that joke, make it a joke and take it way too far. Don't be a Karen. It's fun to go online and watch some of the stuff coming out of these snooty homes where they have the homeowners association. It's like it is literally living in a communist country. You know, you can't have your grass too high. I should have got the video. It's funny. The guy was a lawyer. He bought a tank and parked it in front of his yard, right on the street. And of course, the homeowners association said you can't park a tank and you're on the street. He goes like, "Show me. Here's the contract. Show me where it says I can't park a tank in front of my house." He's a lawyer. I think he can read a simple contract. So he bought a surplus tank and parked it in front of his house just to piss off the homeowners association. You know, yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, Frozen Class 5 was it something that I come across a scanner? Ugh, that's not a good one. Hope's talking firemen up here. Frozen Class 5, unfortunately. See something, say something. Get a handgun permit. Take a safety class. Practice. I always tell people if you've never handled a handgun before, I don't get any money. He's not a sponsor. But go up to like Bob's or Gem City, take a class, take a introduction to firearms class. You know, you'll learn a million things. I learned a couple new technique. I took a class through Gem City and I learned a new technique and on some stuff. So you can never not learn new stuff. And I know, buy a tank, piss off your neighbor. And these are nice houses. Trust me, these are not, you know, normal little 1,500 square foot houses in just little working class neighborhoods. These are all the snooty dude houses in a homeowners association. Get a firearm, practice. Go to
Attorney Tony Busby
EerieAmmo.com,
bought the fully
support one of
functional
our
World War II
sponsors.
tank overseas last year for $600,000.
Took a year to get here, and now it's here on River Oaks Boulevard.
And the River Oaks Property Owners Group isn't happy about it.
And it's not violating any ordinance, but for some reason it makes the Homeowners Association board uncomfortable.
They sent Busby this letter saying it impedes traffic, causes a safety issue, and is causing serious concerns for neighbors.
If you're offended by it, I would tell you lighten up. Just lighten up. I mean, my goodness, it ain't hurting you anyway.
But finding those concerned neighbors wasn't easy.
I wish it was permanent.
Everyone we spoke to loves it.
I think it's an asset. And I think if you watch the cars, everyone slows down and says, wow, that's America.
You saw there was 15 or 20 people here this morning, kids crawling up, parents taking pictures. And that's cool because it reminds people that, you know, what we're all about, what our history's about.
Busby says he's not losing too much sleep over that HOA.
This is a piece of American history. But for this type of vehicle, we would not have won the war.
It's nice to have a cool $600,000 later on to buy a surplus. I don't know if that's a Sherman tank. I think if someone knows a little bit better than me, I think that's a Sherman. I'm not sure. But thanks for getting that story, Brenda. That's absolutely hilarious. $600,000 just to piss off your neighbors. I like that guy. But yeah, like I said, you know, get a firearm, get a handgun permit. It's like $22. Take cash. Just to let you know, you walk all the way down there with a check or a debit card. They don't take it. Bring cash. They'll run you through PIN real quick and they'll print it out for you. No problem. Make sure you have that because carrying a firearm inside of a vehicle gets very, very sticky in the Commonwealth. We have some pretty nice, reasonable gun laws, but it's just an issue of you don't want to get jammed up having a loaded firearm in your vehicle without a handgun permit because that is concealed. That is considered concealed. So, my advice, purchase a firearm, go get yourself a permit to carry. That way you can have it in the vehicle loaded if you forget. Go up to Bob's or somebody's gun range, take some beginner classes, learn some good techniques, learn some good habits. Go to erieammo.com, order some ammo from a local guy. Let's support our local businesses. And we have some extra supplies. What did this storm tell us? And what did COVID tell us? That you should have a couple cases of water. For God's sake, please have some extra toilet paper, because watching people getting gunned down at a store for toilet paper is disgusting. When COVID kicked off, Brenda and I just sat back. I ain't worried about nothing. I know that's horrible English, but my mom's gonna go, "Oh, that was terrible English." Yeah. Yeah, the sheriff office, the guys and gals who work up there, the permit thing, you just go up there, tell them they're for a handgun permit. You show them your driver's license. They run you through, make sure you're not a convicted felon. Uh, they don't. You pay your money. They spit it out right there, prints it for you. Or if they're backlogged, they'll send it to you in the mail. It's that simple. It's that they can't make it any easier in the Commonwealth. So I will give them that. Um, well, oh, absolutely. Now, you can carry open. You can walk down the street with a firearm open. The minute you put a coat on, felony. The minute you step in the car, felony. So don't do that. Don't get yourself jammed up when it's not that big of a deal. It's simple. You, I wish you could do them online, but they have to run you and they have to take your picture. And I get that. You got to go down there. Go down there, and sometimes you got to wait a couple minutes. It's real quick to run you through PIN and NCIC. They spit it out. They hand it to you. Have a nice day. Now you can carry a firearm legally. Now, make sure you know the rules. There are some places where you can't take a concealed firearm. A federal building, very touchy about that. If you go into the courthouse, you just tell the sheriff's deputy, "Hey, I'm carrying a firearm concealed." They take you in the back room. They lock it up for you. Have a nice day. You can't bring it in the courthouse. So they have lockers there for you. So you just have to be careful about carrying a firearm. It's a lot of responsibility. It really is a lot of responsibility. And Joshua Prince, he was our attorney with the open carry issues we had at Perry Square. You go back a couple of years. We've talked about it on the show. There was 8 of us that we had a rally. Open Carry PA held a rally. And the city of Erie wrote a citation for violating a city ordinance that we can't open carry a firearm in Perry Square. Sorry, Mayor, you're wrong. We went to court. They found us guilty. Joshua Prince, our hot shot Pittsburgh attorney, firearm expert, got it overturned. Boop, 7-0. We win. Winning. And it was so fun. Yeah, it takes about 5 minutes. So you're absolutely right. Please go get this done. Please have a firearm. Have it in your home. Be responsible. If you have little ones in the house, I know there's some tactical questions. People are like, well, then if it's locked up, I can't get to it. Right. But we do not want the little people in our lives to get a hold of a loaded firearm. It ends up bad. It's always, look at the statistics. I looked this up. You got 2 brothers. It's the older brother. He knows what he's doing. He accidentally shoots the younger one. It's a sad statistic, but it's there. So the point is to make sure you have reasonable ways to lock it. You can put a trigger guard on it. You can put it in a safe. You can they have fancy gun lockers. You just put your fingers on it. Boop, unlocks for you. But make sure you have it. Make sure, and make sure you have some extra food stocked up. Make sure you have some, you can go to Walmart. They sell a can, little plastic cans of it. It's like $27 per can with dehydrated food. It's right. I didn't realize they had it. Every time I go there, I buy one because I might have 1 or 2 left downstairs. But it's just an issue of, be prepared. Be prepared. Make sure you're ready to stand. We had extra toilet paper. When Brenda was during the pandemic, she was doing some deliveries, and these poor people, these poor old folks were like, "We just need some." She would give them a roll of toilet paper, and they were just tickled pink. How sad is it that you have to be tickled pink that you just got a roll of toilet paper? I got food. I just need the essentials. So make sure you have some extra ones laying around. They don't cost that much. Stockpile it. Have it ready for a rainy day. That way you can be prepared if something does happen, because I'm not concerned, but I'm nervous because I've seen what's going on recently, what's been going on the last 4 years, and these Democrats are going to come unglued the fact that Trump is 19 days is going to be the president. You know, you watch the hot shots; they're already jumping ship. The the Biden administration's cabinet people, we're out of here. Bye. See ya. And that's good because they know you're fired. Dad, he just wants to do like a show when he did The Apprentice. "Oh, this is how this is gonna go. You're fired." So yeah, I think I'll give a last call if anybody wants to give a quick call in. If not, we're gonna go ahead and Brenda, just get ready for the outro video, unless you had any more laying around.
A rally in downtown
We're gonna go to
Scranton
call it
today
a
saw
night. Like I
dozens
said,
gather to urge city officials to change a
that's
busy
great.
expressway and street named after President Joe Biden. Organizers say this comes after the president commuted the sentence of one of the Kids for Cash judges. Newswatch 16's Jack Culkin spoke with supporters of the name change, who say the issue is well above politics.
Calls for action echoed across downtown Scranton as dozens gathered on Courthouse Square Saturday morning, all in support of changing the names of the President Biden Expressway and Biden Street.
Right between Christmas and New Year's, to have this many people show up, it just shows that people really do want to get rid of the sign. He really doesn't represent Scranton.
Organizer and chairman of the self-described grassroots group Luzerne County Republicans, Theodore Fitzgerald, says the rally comes after President Joe Biden commuted the sentence of Kids for Cash Judge Michael Conahan back on December 13th. Former President Judge Conahan and former Judge Mark Chivarella sentenced kids for minor offenses in exchange for millions in kickbacks. The scandal is believed to have impacted the lives of more than 2,500 children. Conahan, who struck a plea deal, was originally sentenced to 17 years in jail, had already served a vast majority of his sentence before being commuted.
This is not about politics. This is about what is right and what is wrong.
Several speakers, including Sandy Fonzo, expressed their displeasure with the streets honoring President Biden. Fonzo is the mother of Eddie Fonzo, who died by suicide after she says he was the victim of the Kids for Cash scandal.
My son, who should still be here today, was failed by a system that was supposed to protect him. And instead of holding this judge accountable, the clemency erases the harm he caused, dismissing the pain of thousands of families in this community.
Others, like Ronald Knapp, say the issue is above politics and is about doing what's right.
I feel that it should be put back to Spruce Street because we should not encourage bad behavior in commuting the sentence of Conahan, and which Biden did.
When asked last week about the president's decision, Scranton Mayor Paige Cognetti and Lackawanna County Commissioner Bill Gaughan told Newswatch 16 that they do not agree with the Conahan commutation, but both believe the street names should remain.
And I think each president should not be defined by one decision that they make. They should be defined by their entire career.
I think those are two separate issues, and those calls on the street and the expressway are not new. I believe some of this is being used for political purposes, and that's unfortunate.
Moving forward, Fitzgerald says they are going to continue pushing for the roadways' names to be changed back.
We're going to, to put as much pressure on the elected officials to get the signs removed, as far as like everything peacefully, legally. Well, and we're going to ask them to do the right thing, and I think they will.
He leaves the White House next month. This is the third year in a row the Biden family has traveled to the U.S. Virgin Islands for New Year's. This trip now putting Biden, there's the tally. Look at that number, 570 days on vacation while technically on the job, according to RNC Research. That Ashley Strohmeyer is nearly 40% of his entire
Seems like that's a job to have.
I know, right? Where can I sign up for a job where everything I need is taken care of, and on top of that, I get 40% of my time off?
Sounds great.
Yeah, absolutely disgusting. And you could tell that the local officials are like, oh, a president shouldn't be defined on one. You want to bet? It's not just one event. This is just a pile of crap this administration has done. the border, the economy, and him handing out pardons and commutations like they're candy, which is bullshit. Really go, Trump did it too. Pull the numbers up because Kim, she likes to skew the numbers according to the thugs on Erie City Council that you skew your numbers. The numbers are out there. Yeah. This is from Matt. Biden pardoned a man who was in prison for child rape. The man was caught with over 46,000 images of child porn on his computer. Biden pardoned that monster, and now he's out in general public again. Just like the one female, we had one of the women on here that scammed millions from the people, millions of dollars she scammed, and he let her go. And you talk about, the Democrats love talking about privileges. I'll agree with them on this one. This is definitely a white, rich privilege, not just white, rich. Because every one of these clowns, except for the last one Matt just talked about, are very well off. The lady scammed like $46 million from the taxpayers, got caught. I think they sold all her assets and they got like $42 million back. But her white, rich privilege, you don't pay a parking ticket. You owe the courts or the municipality or the township or something. Go ahead and don't pay your property taxes. Don't pay your property taxes and see what they do. You will be on a list at the sheriff's sale and they'll sell your house right from underneath you. But you can scam $46 million from the people because you're a rich white girl that has purebred racehorses and has a lot of political connections, walks away. And the kick in the teeth is, here's the kick in the teeth they forgot to mention. The majority of these people, because of their white crimes, except for the judge, that was bullshit, they were on house arrest. House arrest because of COVID. There was too many people. They were trying to, get rid of the, the nonviolent white collar crime folks out and let them go home and do their sentences at home because of COVID, because of the scandemic. People, this is why I get fired up. This is why Brenda and I do this show. I mean, I don't make any money off of it. This show cost me a fortune. Buying new microphones and lights and TVs and monitors and stuff, because it's the only way I know how to get we the people heard. 5 formats, we're on 5 formats now because we the people can watch it anytime. A lot of people are like, hey, I'm sorry I couldn't miss a show. I got this, that, and the other thing on Wednesday nights. I don't care. It's recorded. Go on Facebook. It's recorded. Go on TikTok. It's there now. And it's on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe. Please like and share, because that helps us get better ratings. And X, I didn't mind paying the $100. It's money that comes out of my pocket to pay for we have to bring in Restream for X. You have to have a fancy pantsy membership. I don't care. It's $100. Go to Elon. Build something cool and let's shut these Democrats down. Man, struggling tonight. So other than that, I think here's some. Oh yeah, Matt just put the link up. I'll put that in the room so everybody can see that. Yeah, there you go. Here's a link. Some of the monsters he's pardoned. Yeah, and it's not just like 1 or 2. We could be here for hours going all through all the cases. That judge and his cronies should never get out of jail what they did. They were sentencing kids to jail for profit. And the kid killed himself because he just couldn't handle it because he didn't do anything. That's sad. But I give that mom a huge amount of credit. Going up there and talking about this. She confronted the judge on oh, hi Lance, that's okay. Almost missed you tonight. Well, good thing you showed up, Lance, because we're just kind of like, we put the landing gear down, we're putting the flaps in the landing position, we're lining it up on runway 292 to bring this in. We were just finishing up about the monsters that Joe Biden has let out of jail. You know, some white collar crimes, I could be a little understanding if they were close. I get it. But no, no, $46 million you stole from the taxpayers? No, I don't think so. You sentence kids to jail so you can make money? Nah, I don't think so. I think he should rot in jail for doing that. That's human trafficking, boys and girls. But look what the Democrats do. It's okay. It's okay to human traffic children to a prison for money. I guess I'm just not smart enough to figure that one out. Creepy Joe needs to be arrested and prosecuted. Oh, absolutely, Lance. Yeah, but remember, I read this the other day and I'm gonna steal it. That was like, well, you steal stuff, you don't even say it. Someone said, listen, wait a minute. I could have sworn a couple months ago, a year ago, when Sniffy Joe got caught with unsecured classified documents laying on the floor in his garage where Hunter Biden and all his Coke friends could see and walk and steal and like that. Well, he did it, but, he's just an old man and he can't stand trial. Well, then wait a minute. If he can't stand trial, how can he stand there and give these people get out of jail free cards and give his son a blanket get out of jail free, which I never heard of. I have never in my life heard of such a pile of crap. I'm going to give you a blanket immunity for these things and for anything that you might have done for 11, 14 years ago. So he did something. They know he did something and they're covering it up. So that way, yeah, I did it. I was laundering money through the Ukraine. I had Chinese companies kick back money to me. Can't touch them. Like MC Hammer, can't touch this, which is ridiculous. But again, the party of tolerance and joy, and remember, we might have to do the hashtag no one's above the law. Lance, just to let you know, I know you can catch it on the replay, but we have a new hashtag that I would like everybody to utilize if you have a good story about people being good people and standing up and willing to help other people. Hashtag be a penny. Hashtag be a penny. That's simple. Other than that, I think we're gonna go ahead. I don't know what time it is. See, you guys get me all fired. It's 9:16. I was gonna do an hour and 15 minutes. But we had some great stories. Thank you, Brenda. I always say thank you to Brenda for getting the videos downloaded, getting them uploaded, shuffling them around, making sure everything's right, getting all the channels up and running beforehand. I've got the inside laptop pretty much figured out. She's in the command center. That's where the magic happens. And so Sniffy did, yeah, right. Well, of course, Stan, you're absolutely right. Sniffy did the one thing he said he wouldn't. He said, I'm not going to pardon my son. I'm just going to let, the justice system do what it does. Because when he's leaving office, they're like, we have to fix this because Trump gets in there. You don't think he's going to let release the hounds and get this Ukraine thing under control and all the dirty crap that he's done, Biden, crime family. And that's why they gave him a huge blanket, get out of jail free card. Wow. You talk about white, rich privilege. There it is. Everyone's like, you get some of these, these radical folks like, yeah, you're white privilege card. I have no white privilege. What privileges do I get other than having a wonderful wife? That's the privilege I've got. I got 2 sons running around doing what they do. Those are my privileges. Had a pretty decent life. I'm not a millionaire. I don't want or need anything. I have you guys. I have the show. And it's picking up momentum. I'm always handing out cards. I had to order more business cards. I'm always putting a card in people's hands. Always putting, I bump into people all the time. Are you Brian Shank? I don't know. Do I owe you money? No. you're the guy that podcast thing. I said, well, it's not like a classic podcast where you know, Spotify or something like that. I do a video one because we love to integrate the videos. I think there's more credibility when you see the videos of news reporters from California, from Vegas, from Louisiana, telling you the story, not me, because you know Kim and I we skew the numbers. Bullshit. Right. So, on that happy note, I think I will say farewell. Thank you for sharing your first day of 2025. 19 days and counting, boys and girls. Hold on to your hats. I'm telling you. I've been. You gotta love AI. Yeah, Brenda, thanks for playing it up there. I forgot all about that one. That was an A1. It's an AI that I saw on TikTok. I was drinking coffee. I swear I had coffee come out my nose on that one. It's absolutely hilarious. And the look on Kamala show. Look at that Jerry guy right there in that picture. That looks like he came out of the 70s. That picture was probably taken back in the 70s or 80s, wasn't it? For Linda. Bet you was. Other than that, again, thanks, Brenda. Thank you all for coming out, sharing the first day of 2025. It's going to be interesting. Be frosty. Be careful. Watch your six. See something. Say something. And pay attention to your surroundings at all time. Lock your doors. Get cameras up. Because I'm telling you, these people are going to come unglued. And I don't I put nothing past them anymore. So on that happy note, Brenda, would you play the outro?
All the things were gone. I worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. Forget the men who died, who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. Sing it, God bless the USA. Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining seas, from Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land.
All right, there's the hats that we've got mocked up for Make Erie Great Again with Kim Hunter for City Council. Kind of get hold of us. That way we can get kind of a count of how many hats we need to order in the films. Again, thank you all for coming out. Thank you for sharing New Year's Day with us. Watch your six. And like we always say, Shank out.